I don't watch YouTube, so it's like hard for me. And then I like remember about it, and I'm like, oh, I should probably go on there and like update my music playlist. Which my grandpa, by the way, he reviewed that. Shout out to him. He reviewed my my YouTube playlist. He was like, I'm gonna listen to the music that like an 18-year-old girl listens to, and it was like, why are you going through my playlist? You know, I didn't update it, so that's why I've updated it. But like I said, I just forget about YouTube all the time.
Do you just do you use YouTube to listen
Hardly
to all
ever.
your music?
No. It has like a lot more stuff on it. And so if I ever want to listen to like different versions of things, because I have Apple Music, I know Apple Music sucks. It's because I don't pay for it.
Oh,
so,
really?
Yeah, so if I wanted to switch to Spotify, I'd have to make it on my own account. And I'm too lazy to do it.
I get it. The only reason I was using Spotify in the beginning is because since I was at Rock Valley for a bit, I got a student discount. And for $5 a month, I couldn't say no. I also used to like illegally download versions of Spotify.
I did that.
were
I did that when I was like, I did it.
Yeah, well, we all did it. But like that's just, I've just kind of stuck to Spotify just because of those reasons.
Well, then your yearly rap too is not on there. That's so much cooler than like, you know, on Apple Music, I could never figure it out, and it's like the statistics are really cool on Spotify. So I feel like I miss out on that a little bit.
Yeah, a little bit. I'll tell you what, it's a novelty for like a day, but then everyone starts posting their raps
that's true.
on social media. It's like, okay.
Not everyone needs to know. Yeah.
Not everyone needs to know. That's that's kind of my opinion on, do you use TikTok at all?
I do.
Yeah. Okay, fair enough. I try to stay away from it.
I do too. I try to stay away.
Every now and then, I'll just scroll through, like, if I'm really doing nothing. More recently, I also started posting clips on there, just like from my streams. Just like an extra thing to,
which is not a bad thing, right? Yeah.
Boost my viewership, whatever. Like, it helps a bit. But I remember, like, during when Russia first invaded, oh my God, why am I blanking on the name? What was the Ukraine? I don't know why. I kept thinking Iraq. I know that's not right. Different invaders, us. Anyway, I remember when that first happened. Every TikTok you went through was all about that, and the only thing I could think that whole time is just like, you are a TikTok creator. You don't need to have an opinion on this, believe it or not. You can just keep doing your little dances and we'll all clap for you. It'll be great. Like, you don't need to have an opinion on the whole Ukraine thing other than, you know, maybe put a little donation page on your page. But I don't need to hear you telling me about how we're going to need nuclear bunkers within the next 10 years.
I just think like the comedy side of it, I usually go in there just for like entertainment, you know, just like, to laugh, like, you know, when I'm like in the middle of like maybe cooking or something, I don't know, and like have time in between. I don't go on it for very long. Like my screen time is like maybe, you know, it's like hardly on TikTok. I mean, sometimes. But most weeks it's not bad at all. And but then the algorithm, sometimes it's like videos come up. I see a lot of artists on there, so that's how I find some music. But sometimes there's like depressing stuff, and then, you know, you go on and you're like expecting to see something funny, and then it's like not funny, and then it kind of ruins your mood. Yeah. So that's how I don't like about TikTok sometimes. Yeah.
Speaking of TikTok music, that's been a guilty pleasure of mine lately. Like sometimes there's some banging songs on there.
Sometimes.
Like there's this one girl, her name's Claire Rosencrantz, and I remember I found her on Spotify. She was on there's this playlist on Spotify called Lorem. It's basically TikTok music. It's basically all TikTok music I learned. Anyway, she was on that playlist, and that's how I like discovered her songs. And she has a gorgeous voice. I kind of like the song. And then I go on TikTok one time, and then one of her songs turns out to be a really popular like sound to use on there, and it kind of ruined it for me. It's just like this was cool up until now. Yeah. I was going to show you how cool it all looked, and then I waved, and it all went away.
Oh, no. I was looking at it in between. I was, like, trying not to get distracted by it. The incense looks really awesome.
Oh, yeah. Yeah, that's why I burn it.
They're, like, swimming in fog.
Yeah. That's...
Okay, I want a koi pond someday. I want one.
I literally want the exact same thing.
If I have enough money, I need one.
I want, like, a whole Zen garden in my background. Or, not my background, my backyard. Like, if that's the goal. To have enough money where I don't need a big house, but I just need a garden in my backyard.
Right.
And some people to take care of it.
A big Zen garden?
If the budget allows.
I see.
I'm not...
A lot of gardening.
Yeah. No, I wish I was more into gardening. It's kind of hard though. Like you would think plants would be easy to take care of, like water, right. Sunlight.
Sometimes they're not. Like my house is awful because I said that I got into plants over the last year, and I had so many last summer, but over the winter, they all, like, my house is so bad for lighting. We have a 3 seasons room where you can go outside in, and so the plants, like, do awesome out there, but in the winter it's too cold. So
wait, what's a 3 seasons room?
Like, it's like a porch kind of, like, it has like a heater, but the heater doesn't work. So it's like, so it's just like a room outside of the house. It's basically not as insulated. So like you can only use it like 3 out of 4 seasons. So like in the winter, it's like freezing out there. Like it's the temperature of outside, so you can't go out there. But so in the summer, that room works great because it gets all the sunlight. But then in the winter, our house gets no sun, and my room only gets sun from like maybe 7 to like 10 in the morning. So my plants I have like maybe 6 left, 7.
Oh really? Mm-hmm. Yeah, I used to keep plants in my room at my old house, and they would never survive very long. So I would move them out to our kitchen, got a lot more sunlight, or I would move them outside, and then I would forget about them. But luckily, my mom, like, she has plants that she takes care of, so she kind of just, like, adopted my plants for herself.
Yeah. Do you have a favorite kind?
A favorite kind of plant? As far as what I grow, no, but my favorite plant is the bird of paradise. You know what those look like?
Yeah, I think so.
Hold on, let me look up some pictures. Like, I just love how kind of offbeat, how odd they are, but they're
the colors are very interesting.
Yeah, the colors. Mm-hmm. I like very colorful plants. I like very unique plants that like don't look like anything else. Right. Yeah, so I'm a big fan of this.
Unique look.
Yeah, and it does kind of look like birds. But yeah, I'm a big fan of these. That is not a bird of paradise.
I mean, it's a pattern.
Over there, shit. Over in my little mini garden over there, I'm growing snapdragons and toad lilies.
Oh, I see.
Yeah, those ones were strange. It was literally this weekend that I went out and got all the seeds. I got the toad lilies thinking that they were like, I didn't think they were tiny little seeds. I thought they were like bulbs, but it turns out that like they were literally just like roots. And I had no idea that you could grow a plant just from the roots.
I see. Yeah.
So it was like I have no idea if I'm gonna like be able to grow those. I've never done it before that way, but if it's just like the same as anything else, just like water it, keep it alive, then it should be fine. Do you have a favorite plant?
I don't know. The ones that I have, my favorite one is Monstera.
Monstera?
That's my favorite one that I'm like grow myself.
Oh, okay.
But they're kind of like boring looking though. I only like them because like they're leafy and I like the pattern. But the pattern has like become like so popular recently that it's kind of like ruined it a little bit. Like, do you see that pattern? Like,
yeah,
I know someone that had that all over everything, like phone case, laptop, walls, phone, like everything.
It's everything. A cool pattern. It's very.
It is a cool pattern.
Like
I do. Know. That's what I like about it. I like the jungly kind of. You know.
Yeah,
like,
very jungly. I was gonna say it reminds me of like Hawaii.
Yeah.
For whatever reason.
But you know, like pothos too. Do you know what those are?
No, I don't.
They're like the easiest plant to grow.
Are they?
That's why I'd like recommend to anyone starting out with plants. But
pothos.
They're like very leafy, and you can grow. You can cut like a piece off and put it in water, and then it will grow from the water.
Oh,
too.
Really?
They like grow from like nothing. It's so cool.
I think my mom's actually growing some of these, because like I just remember seeing she had a glass of water sitting by a window, and there was just a plant in there.
Yeah. It
was just like a leaf or something.
No, it's cool. I can grow them from my fish tank.
Really?
You just put them in there.
That's incredible. I like how with the Monsteras, you know, the birds of paradise, there were bikini pics, and this one's like boxers.
Nice. I mean, they're not bad.
No. I have to admit, I don't know. I don't think I'd wear those.
No.
Yeah, no, the plant I would always recommend to everyone. And you saw the video where I was like reviewing my little cactus keychain.
Yeah, I did.
Yeah, I love getting that as gifts for people because it's super easy to take care of, and you can just literally
it's
carry
so cute and it's like little inconvenient, and you can like Yeah,
it's so convenient to just carry around. Yeah, I'm not a huge keychain person. I just have like a couple. Well, right now I just have a Jake the dog keychain, and then that cactus keychain. But yeah, I love just being able to like carry something around with me that's just like alive, and I'm like taking care of it, and you can see it grow over time. You look at it and it's like, oh, you know. Yeah, it's literally just like a little
you said
buddy.
You have to like leave it out in the sun. I thought that was funny.
Yeah, every now and then they'll like start shriveling up if they don't get enough sunlight. Here, I have my keys in here. I'll grab them.
I'd love to see it. No, I love succulents, but I hate how long they take to grow. Like they probably the easiest to keep alive, but people always overwater them. That's why like they die. Oh, but they take so long to grow. Yeah. Especially if they don't get enough sun.
Yeah. Yeah, that's a plant really where you like don't really expect it to really go anywhere. But this one, it started out really tiny. I think maybe half that size. Here, you can hold it.
I can hold the plant.
You can hold my cactus.
Wow.
I haven't named it yet. What should I name it?
I don't know. Spike? No, just
Spike.
The shape of the container is really cool too.
Yeah. I should probably clean it out.
When was the last time you watered it?
Beginning of this month. Like maybe April 2nd.
Well,
April
it looks
3rd.
like it's doing really good.
Yeah. I think I need to transfer it out sometime because I think you can kind of see the roots growing out the sides a little bit. Here, I'll take it out even. Try to be really delicate with it.
I don't want to touch it.
You don't want to touch it?
No, I don't want to touch it.
Why?
Because, there were like 2 weeks ago, I was just around cactuses and I didn't even touch anything. And I got something stuck in my finger and it hurt for the whole next week.
Really? Are you sure? Because I know it looks spiny, but it's more like fluffy. Like, I promise you'll be fine. Trust me?
Okay.
See, it's just like...
It's like, yeah.
Yeah, it's more fluffy. It's like... I don't know how to describe
getting a rash.
Are you allergic to anything?
No.
Oh, okay.
Not that I'm aware of. I'm like allergic of the cold.
Really?
Yeah, it sounds really weird, but like if I'm outside in the wind and the wind's like blowing really strong, like I'll get hives on my neck. It's really weird.
Really? I'm trying to think of like what that would be.
I don't know. Like I thought that I was imagining it, but then I went to Canada. I was really lucky to get to go. But my cousin was like, she was just like, I'm allergic to the cold. And I was like, there's no way, because I think I'm also allergic to the cold.
Because with spring, it makes sense. Like you got all the pollen, you got all like the heavy winds, all the dust, like that kind of makes sense. Winter, I'm trying, like, I don't know what that would be. Allergic to snow. I don't know. I don't either. So you said you tried out Shadow of the Colossus after
I did.
After you saw my series.
I did, and I'd probably still play it if my PlayStation, it sounds like it's going to blow up. So I'm afraid of that. So like, I think you can use, what's the air stuff called that you spray? The spray stuff where it like sprays.
It's just compressed air?
Yeah, that. Can you use that to clean it out?
Yeah. I used some to clean out my computer not too long ago.
I've heard that I can do that, which I might try that. But then my PS4, I have 2 remotes. One of them was like half working and I had a brand new one. And I only used it a couple of times. But then I went away to school and I brought it with me. Didn't use my PS4 once. And then like I came home and tried to set it up again and none of my remotes work. Really? I had to buy a new remote. And I don't know if I want to buy a new remote because my PS4 says like it's going to blow up. So it's like a circle, you know?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Gotcha. So how far did you get into it?
I think I was like... Okay, so there were monsters that you had to kill, right? And were like, I remember killing like a decent amount. I feel like at least 6.
6? Okay.
6 or 7.
Yeah.
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 I did like it though. I can still imagine it, like grabbing onto like the fur and like climbing up it and stuff. That was really fun.
It's probably one of my favorite games ever. I wouldn't say like my favorite game, but it's just such a unique experience. There's no other game really that gives you that sense of scale with these creatures, and every single one almost has like its own personality. Yeah. And the traveling sections too are really fun. Even though it's kind of a whole lot of nothing, it's really cool just to explore the area. The horse in that game is really cool. I'm trying to think.
That's what I like too.
Yeah. And you can tell that he's like he's a good, loyal horse, but you can tell that the programmers made him just a little stubborn. Because like, there will be times where you call him and he just doesn't show up. Yeah. And it could just be because it's buggy, but...
Right. No, but I like the graphics of it too.
Yeah.
Like it was...
The thing is, it was originally a PS2 game.
Was it?
Yeah.
Ew.
Hey, the PS2 was a revolutionary console.
Yeah.
But yeah, it did look pretty gnarly on like the PS2, but it still had like that same sense of scale. That like it was even more revolutionary on like an older console like that, because like there weren't any other games that had anything like that. Nowadays, it's not like, I wouldn't say common to have like big colossal enemies like that, but no, it's like nothing. It's very easy to run for consoles nowadays. Yeah. But yeah, the graphics in the newest version look really good. I love just going back to that game and playing it every now and then, just because it's such a unique experience.
I don't play video games very often. Like I said, I was like just kind of getting into everything.
Yeah.
So the graphics to me are like probably decent on any game.
Yeah.
So my measurement on that is probably not the best.
Gotcha. Is there anything else you play at all?
Not besides like Minecraft.
Like
I feel like everyone plays.
No, that's not even boring. Minecraft is an incredible work of art.
My little brother, I played Fortnite with him, so that's I cannot.
Nothing wrong with that. No, I'm not like a big fan of Fortnite either. It's just like it's very fun to play with friends if you can get a group of friends.
Yeah. See, and that's the only way that I played it. Like I would never play it by myself. Like Among Us would probably be really fun too, but I never had the friends to play that.
Yeah, that's one that I wish I had like a good friend group to play with.
So it'd be really fun. Like all the videos that I've seen of it, it would be fun to play.
Yeah.
My sister would play it. I'd be like, oh, I wish I could, but. No.
Yeah, I used to watch like PewDiePie and like Mr. Beast, and like all the streamers would play it together, and it would seem like just like a fun game to play with your friends. The thing is, I tried playing it online with just random people, and you type in the chat. And that is not appealing to me at all.
No.
But if you could get like your friends on a voice channel and then like turn off like your voices when you're actually playing, and then you guys can like argue and discuss during like the actual discussion times, like that would be so much fun. But that's another game that's not really that fun to play on your own.
Yeah.
You know what game I bet you would like? Have you played Skate 3?
No.
No.
I just told them I like Spider-Man too, but I don't know about that one. What do you think about that one?
That was fun. I don't know. In my opinion, it was like
fun for a little bit and then not anymore.
Yeah, like the gameplay itself was fun, but the story kind of drags. It's a good
games with like a story. I'm like okay, what was that one called? The one. I don't know if I can think of the name. I know.
I have to admit.
It was one with like zombies and.
The Last of Us?
Yes.
Oh, yeah.
I tried playing that, and like the reason why I didn't like it, I liked the story and like I was following it along, right? But it would take me forever to get past the scenes. Like I couldn't figure out what the ladder was, how to get up on a surface, like like because I'm really bad with still the like pressing the buttons and like that part of the game stuff.
Oh yeah, just like
I don't know what buttons do what, and like I get stuck doing
understandable.
something, and then I get frustrated and like I'm stuck doing this. I'm trying to get this ladder up this for like 10 minutes. You know what I mean? So I get stuck, and then I not want to play it.
I mean, that makes sense, but
that's just why you have to play it more.
Yeah, it's really just like a muscle memory thing. You kind of just have to get used to it. But The Last of Us, I do highly recommend that you finish that.
No, once I'm good at something, and once I know how to do something, then I really like it. So then it's,
Yeah, that makes sense. Do you still ride horses, by the way?
I did it competitively for like
competitively?
for like 9 years.
Damn. Okay.
I know. And so I was like, it was a while, but I kind of got burnt out on it a little bit.
Yeah. Not
because like I still love, the animals, and I love, going out there. It's very peaceful. You wake up early, which sucks. Like, so waking up early doesn't, that's not always the best.
Yeah.
But once I wake up and I'm there, I like realize how nice it is to be there and how nice it is to wake up early. And I forget that I like waking up early until I'm like actually awake and like, and like I said, the animals are, just cool. The whole experience is just cool, and it's nice to be able to be a part of something like that, because most people like don't get to be around, that kind of stuff, and especially in like the city kind of like we live in. I think it's a cool thing to experience. But yeah, for the actual writing part of it, there's not too much like new for me in that. I don't think.
Oh, it was one of those things where you felt like you got like good at it, and it's like,
I feel like I've reached my peak, and so now it's just kind of like I do it for fun every once in a while, but it's like maybe once every couple of months,
Okay, I get that.
I still go out there and help though, because like it's my grandparents, so they're older.
Yeah.
So I try and help.
Oh, very nice.
Yeah.
I remember like when I was younger, I wanted to like get into horseback riding. Never happened, but it was all because I used to play this game called The Legend of Zelda.
Oh,
you know that game series?
Yeah, I do.
Yeah. And the main character, like, he's just like, I just wanted to be him. I love that series so much. He would ride around on his horse, carry around a sword, go on adventures. I was like, that's what I want to be when I grow up.
Yeah.
That hasn't happened yet, but like, I don't know. I feel like that, like, you're right. Like being there, being like on the animal, that's like,
it's a cool thing to experience. That's definitely for sure. I'm definitely lucky to, have the opportunity and, so.
Yeah, just like being in that setting and like you said, getting up early at first, it seems like kind of this like chore to do, but once you're finally up and at it, like it's kind of like, you're kind of glad that you get up early. That's honestly how I feel. Like if I get up early voluntarily is the best feeling in the world, because you have so much more day ahead of you if you get up at like 8 o'clock, as opposed to if you wake up at 12, the day just feels so short.
Yep.
Yeah, just like today I had to open at Culver's.
Oh, what time do you have to open at? What time is that at? Like, do you have to get there?
I had to get there at 7.
Ew.
So not like,
I just didn't know what time Culver's opened.
Oh, it opens at 10. So
10, and you have to get there at 7.
Yeah,
that's whack.
Because I do basically all the stuff by myself. So I have to like set up all our custard machines. I have to clean everything.
Oh, that's fun.
It's not. No. It's just extra pay. That's kind of how I feel about it. I don't know. Like the only reason I like accept their like, I guess, offer to have me open was just because like there was only one other person who was opening throughout the week, so they didn't have anyone else to do it. So, and I'm a team player. Yeah. I try to be. I try to be nice, and it came with a pay raise, so that didn't hurt. But yeah, sometimes just waking up that early to open for Culver's, especially since I'm not really doing it voluntarily, that just like kind of messes with my whole schedule. Something that I've learned to value more these days is sleep.
Yeah.
Like I used to be this person. Like back in high school, back when I was doing like in Rock Valley, I would love getting up super early, especially when I started going to the gym. I would go every day before class. Really? And sometimes I would have never. Yeah. Terrible decision. Like
that's not a terrible decision. That's good for like.
It is good. It's good for you, but I was gonna say, in hindsight, it's not like my day was so busy that I couldn't go in the afternoon.
Right.
I don't know. I kind of just thrived off of the idea that I was like kind of putting this pressure on myself.
Okay, that's something that I was like thinking about that I should maybe bring up. So I do this thing ever since I went away to school last semester, and I was expecting to like stay there, so I shouldn't even be here right now. I went away to SIUE, which is like down by St. Louis, kind of. Yeah. It's like 5.5 hours away, I think. And it was just because of COVID, like there was not a lot to do. And I was just in my room all day by myself because my roommate, she was so sweet, but she lived like 15 minutes away. So like her boyfriend was there, her job was there, her family was there, like, and all of her classes were online. So she was never at our dorm. And I didn't have a car there. It was like in the middle of a nature preserve too. Like you'd go outside and I'd wake up at 3 o'clock, 4 o'clock in the morning. This happened 2 or 3 times. And I was like sleeping, and I wake up just out of nowhere and I sit up and there's a deer sitting out there at the window, like looking at me. Yes, there were so many deer. You'd like pass it. One time we were in the car and I counted like 20 something deer.
Really?
So they were like all over. But point is, the place that I was at, it was like in the middle of this like nature preserve, so there's like nothing to do unless I made friends, which I made some friends, but like I can make friends with almost anybody, but it's who actually like clicks, and who's good influences for me. Yeah, those people weren't necessarily that, and so I just was by myself, and so I got in like this habit of when I was like, I would have trouble getting out of bed sometimes, just because like general like depression and things like that. I'd like sleep late and I wouldn't want to wake up. Yeah. And then I had a class though at 1. And so I had to go to that 1 o'clock class every day. And then I started doing little things like getting a cup of coffee before, just for the experience of like going to get the cup of coffee and just like, something else to do. Yeah. And so then every day I just started going and getting a cup of coffee at the little Starbucks. Like I had this food plan, which was great. There was like some $100 amount on it. And so I basically like could get Starbucks for free every day.
Oh, really?
Yeah. So I'd go get I'd walk 15 minutes to the little place to get coffee, the Starbucks, and I'd get coffee and I'd get a cake pop, and then I'd, go to my class, or sometimes I'd get it after class and walk back to my room. And I would always like go on walks you know?
Yeah.
So like that, I learned a lot about like, you know, my head, I guess, like, you know, I just learned a lot with that. But going to get coffee definitely like helped give me something to do and like get out of bed, you know, kind of thing.
Yeah, that's a very actually stoic principle. A couple years back, I read this book called The Daily Stoic. It's basically, if I had a book to recommend to anyone that hasn't started reading, I would probably recommend that. I'm starting to
read right now, actually.
Really?
Yes.
What books have you started reading?
Okay, it's kind of, I brought it with me because I was gonna like say something about how I think that perspective is so much like that's what I'm learning about right now with the book that I'm reading. Perspective is everything. That's one of the things that I've learned between like going to school and coming back. Perspective. It's so important. And to like change yours, 95% of like everything that you do is like subconscious. Mm-hmm. So the subconscious, the way that you think in the background and everything affects so much that like it's important to be healthy in that way and like do things like think better, basically.
Yeah.
And so the book I'm reading is called like, I don't even remember. It's in my backpack.
Oh, you want to grab it real quick?
Sure.
Yeah, go ahead.
But that's what the statistic is from. So I was going to bring it in case I said that and was like, this is the book it's from.
Well, this is the book it's from. Hold that thought for like 30 seconds. But yeah, I brought up the Daily Stoic because one of the principles, one of the like the daily lessons was to go on a walk regularly just to clear your head and get a better understanding of yourself. Oh, so this is
it was just laying around my house. It's actually good.
I've never read it myself, but I do read a lot of like self-help books like this. So this is Unfuck Yourself by Gary John Bishop. New York Times bestseller. I'm just going to check how many pages it is. I'm going to out you how much you read. Okay, 200 some pages. All right.
Yeah, that's not where I'm at, though. I'm where the white one is.
Where the white one?
I'm like in the middle.
Is that
I'm reading 2 books, though, at the same time. So I'm like trying to read something like more of like a storyline to it that will like help me. Because I used to love reading so much. And it's like one of the series that I loved was The Hunger Games. So it might sound stupid, but I'm reading The Hunger Games, too, at the same time. Just because
very nice.
It's probably like my 3rd time reading the series.
Yeah. I have to admit, I've never really been into fiction.
No?
No. Like when I was younger, since I didn't really have anything else to read, I would always read like the Chronicles of Narnia. That was a fun series, but like nowadays, just like, I don't know, when it comes to fiction, I'd rather just like play a video game or something. I feel like I get a better story out of that. But I love reading like self-help or like philosophy books.
Yeah.
Stuff like the Daily Stoic. Speaking of perspective, there's another daily like proverb in the Daily Stoic that's called Plato's view. And it's basically this idea of getting an overhead view, like a bird's eye view of everything that's going on. If you kind of just like remove yourself from your situation and kind of just look at it from an objective and like bird's eye standpoint, you kind of realize how insignificant it really is. The example he brings up in the story is astronauts in space. Once you go up there and you just see how massive and beautiful the Earth is. And from up there, you can't see any national borders. You can't see any wars going on the surface. All you see is just the land, the oceans, the clouds. And it's just like nothing else matters other than that. You just see that and you realize the insignificance of everything else. You're just this tiny little thing and your problem is even tinier.
And I think that's really important.
Yeah.
That view.
Every now and then just like remove yourself from your situation and realize in the grand scheme of things, this doesn't matter at all.
Right.
But yeah, other books. I kind of made the mistake of like I'm reading too many books at the same time right now.
Yeah. How often do you read them? Like, do you read a couple a day or like
for like a year? Especially when I started making YouTube videos, I kind of got out of the habit of reading. I used to read every single night, whether that was 5 minutes, 10 minutes, half an hour, an hour. I would take like whatever time I needed every night just to read a little bit of whatever book I was in the middle of.
That's what I'm doing right now.
Yeah, it's a good way to do it. Just a little bit before you go to bed.
That helps me sleep too. Like I'll be like almost falling asleep with the book in my hand.
Reading, just like words in general, make me so tired.
Yeah.
There's games I'll be playing where there's a lot of dialogue that I have to read out loud, and in every single one of those videos, I'll be yawning multiple times throughout them just because like reading out loud is tiring, and so is like reading in your head. But what was I saying? Oh yeah, but more recently, I've been trying to like get more into my good habits, including reading, because I feel like that's something that's really helped ground myself, like just throughout the years.
Yeah.
So
that's funny because I've only been doing that like reading for the past like 2 weeks. So it's like, I was like, that's perfect timing. But I forgot what I was gonna say.
Oh, you're good. I'll just keep going. But so yeah, I have like, I think I have like 5 some books on my phone, and then like there's a whole like series of books that I have physical copies of that I want to read. I'm in the middle of 2 of those right now. And like I shouldn't have spread myself so thin, because it is kind of a lot to keep track of. Yeah. So now I'm like focusing on 2 different books. One is called The War of Art. I can't think of the author's name, but it's basically just the idea of being an artist, or like artist as like a more generalized term. Whether he's an author, not just of like self-help books, but he creates like movie scripts, other books, novels, whatever. And he kind of just talks about how like being an artist, and how you kind of have to deal with, what's the word he uses? Resistance. And he basically describes resistance as like this, he personifies it a little bit as this almost like demon that tries to do whatever it can to keep you from practicing your art. And a lot of it is stuff that you kind of do to yourself. One of the examples he gives is oftentimes we'll try to like rationalize why we don't do something. Like whether it's, oh, I don't have enough time, or, oh, this doesn't actually benefit anyone, or I have these other things to do. Just like different things like that we do to rationalize why we're not pursuing something.
I'm gonna grab my water, sorry.
Oh yeah, go ahead. You're good. Oh, by the way, I offer... Oh, for a second I thought we had the same water bottle. I have a different water bottle that's like the same, not really the same color scheme. What was I going to bring up? Oh, yeah. I offer everyone a G Fuel. Do you want one?
Sure.
Yeah. I totally forgot. We kind of just started talking. All right. Oh, we got the last 2 right now.
Oh, sweet. Sometimes my allergies make my eyes water. So I'm just...
You're good. This is... You ready for 300 milligrams of caffeine?
Oh, my gosh. Sure. What flavors are there?
It's some Swedish berry. Lingonberry. It's the PewDiePie flavor. I promise it's good. It's the only G Fuel flavor that I buy regularly. In all fairness, I haven't tried any other flavors, but
we will try it. It's really good.
Are you a big energy drink person?
I tried a Bang once. It was bad.
Yeah. I don't drink any other energy drinks. Partially because I'm like jokingly trying to get a sponsorship from these people. But also like something that's been scaring me a lot lately is sugar.
Sugar? Yeah.
Just like in everything.
Yeah.
And energy drinks are the worst.
Yeah.
Like I used to get these Monster Energies. They were called Mango Locos. They taste incredible because they're not like too energy drinky, like that weird energy drink flavor. These aren't either. They don't have too much of that. But yeah, Monster would have like 70 grams of sugar in just one can, and that's so absurd. With this stuff, I think it's sweetened. I'm not for sure on this, but it's 0 grams of sugar, and it's not like it's aspartame. Yeah. I think they sweeten it with stevia, which, not perfect, but better than regular sugar. How is it?
Is it caffeinated?
Yeah.
Whoa. Wait, what's that? What's that? Carbonated.
Carbonated, yeah.
Fizzy. No, I worked at a grocery store, and I was like offered, I was told to try so many different kinds of drinks, but I'm kind of like picky with like carbonated stuff. And like I just started working at a restaurant, so like it's like icy pop all the time, and it's like sometimes I want it, like kitty cocktails. I still like those.
Yeah.
But it's like I try not to drink soda that much because I know it's not good for you.
Oh yeah.
But then it's like I wish water tasted better because like drinking it so much more. Like that's an issue. Like I don't drink until I'm thirsty, and at that point, like, I'm learning about it in biology. You're already dehydrated at that point.
Me too.
You know what I mean?
I've been trying
bad for you.
I've been trying to force myself to drink more water. I invested in like a good water bottle. I have one of them sitting over there, and I just bring them everywhere throughout the house so that I remember to drink water.
It's actually not bad at all. Where do you get them?
I actually get these at Woodman's.
Are you kidding?
Yeah. Yeah, I like it because it's not too energy drinky.
Yeah.
Like, you know, that weird flavor that Red Bulls have or Monsters have. Mm-hmm. It doesn't have quite as much of that. And, like, I'm a big PewDiePie fan. I'll admit it. So
is it his face all over this?
Yeah, if you look at to the side, he's just going like.
Why does it look like he looks like a Superman, like a super. His powers.
Yeah, I think that's kind of what he's going for.
So is that his brand?
No, it's not his brand. It's
someone just made it and put his face on it?
No, he has like a partnership deal with them. So that's what I'm trying to get. I'm trying to grow so that I can eventually get my own flavor.
They're actually like it's like a different kind of soda. It's not bad at all.
Yeah. Yeah. Speaking of soda, I haven't been drinking soda for the past like I think 3 weeks now, maybe even 4. It started with me just forgetting to drink soda for a few days. Like I used to drink it every day, and
what kind? What kind?
Mostly Coca-Cola.
I see.
Filipinos love Coca-Cola. My grandma would bring like a 12-pack every time she came. Not good for us. Luckily, I have like a good metabolism, and I stay pretty healthy, so it's not so bad on me. But it's just like another thing that I probably shouldn't be doing. Yeah. But there were like 4 days. There was like 3 or 4 days where I didn't drink any soda at all, just because I didn't even think about it. Like I didn't grab a Coca-Cola from the fridge or anything. And then at that point, I was just like, oh, might as well just keep going. Like it's one of those things where if you just don't drink it for a bit, it's kind of like, I've never been addicted to cigarettes, but what I've been told is like there's like this 3-day hump. Once you get past that, then then you're probably fine. Yeah, probably, like it's not going to be perfect, but you're not craving it quite as much. But those first 3 days are rough. So I got past my first 3 days of soda, and after that, it's just kind of like, oh, I don't really crave it anymore. Yeah, no, I only like it like when I go out to eat, And it's like if we're at like a sit-down restaurant, then like I want to pop. Because like, or especially like with pizza. With pizza, it goes really good with pizza. But besides that, I don't like it that much. Like I would never drink a drink like by itself because, okay, liquid itself just sits so weird in my body. Like as soon as I drink something, I just like feel it sit there. And have you ever like, when you were a little kid, did you ever drink something? And then like, you can like, you lay it out on the bed or something and you like hear it. And it just like sloshes around. That's how I feel whenever I drink anything, unless I like eat with it. Even if it's just like the little bit. Yeah. So if that happens with soda or like something, carbonated, then it's like gross. Yeah, it doesn't really sit well. Yeah. Yeah, I mostly drink this in like a powdered form. It's kind of gross, honestly. Powdered form? Yeah, they have like, it's almost like pre-workout. Have you had that? Have you ever tried like a pre-workout? I haven't tried it, but I know what it is. Okay. Yeah, it is literally just like a supplement in a powder form. You put it in some water and you just mix it really well. I mostly just drink it for the caffeine, especially on days when I have to get up early for work. Yeah, it kind of like keeps me going throughout the day. Probably not the best habit to be in, but there's worse habits. Yeah, there's worse habits, and it's like, again, it's not like the worst energy drink to be drinking, but I forgot my point with that. Oh yeah, the powder form is just kind of gross. Like it's very clayey. Ew. Yeah. I got like a little offended. Like this is the brand I'm trying to get sponsored from. But yeah, it's like a little clayey. So I always add way more water than they recommend, just to like dilute it a little bit. And I don't know. So like you have to mix it up too. Like make sure that you mix it all. Yeah, I got like good shaker bottles. I see. For it. I'm sure that comes in handy. Yeah. But yeah, I have like a shaker bottle for it. I load it with like way more water than it's supposed to have. And I remember at first I used to like it really well, but at a certain point, I don't know why. I just like started noticing this aftertaste in it. Mm-hmm. So nowadays I just like load it with ice.
Yeah.
But yeah, point is, some drinks are gross.
Yeah. I used to think that orange juice was so good. You know, the whole like orange juice versus apple juice like debate.
Yeah.
I always think I like was orange juice all the way. And then recently, like I just drank so much orange juice. Now I think I'm an apple juice person. And I was an orange juice fan for so long. It just feels wrong, you know? But apple juice is really good. So.
Are you pulp or no pulp?
Pulp.
Pulp all the way. I feel like, you know, it gives you more essence of the orange.
Okay, well, the reason that I like it is because this is my theory. You know, when you go to like circuses or like the events that they have, fairs, that's what it's called. Mm-hmm. And they have like lemonade and you go and get the lemonade and it's like freshly squeezed, you know?
Yeah.
And then they like mix it all together with like the sugar and stuff. When you're drinking it and you like get the little lemon pieces in the straw, it tastes really good.
Yeah.
So
and then you get pulp a fucking seed in there.
Okay, that part's
that's the worst thing ever.
Okay, that part's not the best. But if you get like the little lemon pulp, then in orange juice it's like orange pulp. So that's, you know.
Okay, fair enough. Yeah, it's just like a fun added texture. And like
I understand why people wouldn't like it though, because it like, you know, it probably would be a weird texture thing for some people. Like lettuce. I understand that texture thing.
You're not a fan of lettuce?
No, not at all.
No.
It doesn't taste that bad, but the texture is like really crunchy. Like I wish for the life of me that I liked salad. I do.
Yeah.
Because like, and I was the same way about sushi, but I made myself like sushi and yogurt actually.
Oh yeah. Yeah, I actually had to make myself like sushi too.
Yeah.
Now I love it.
Yeah.
I got my, here, let me show you this. This is, my background on my laptop is literally a scene from one of my favorite, my favorite documentary. It's called Jiro Dreams of Sushi. And just look how gorgeous that is.
That does look pretty good.
Yeah, I got my first and only tattoo so far based on that movie.
Really?
Yeah.
What is it?
So it's about this guy. His name is, well, first of all, the documentary is called Jiro Dreams of Sushi. And it's about this guy who he's like 80 years old now. And for 70 years straight, every single day, all he did was work on his sushi craft. And like he had just like the sole purpose of becoming the greatest sushi chef of all time and to perfect the craft as much as he could. And he essentially did that. He has this shop in Japan. It's very low key. It's literally like this tiny little shop, and it's literally located off of a subway. So you go underground, there's like trains running by. But yeah, it's just really cool because over time, he's just like developed his own style of putting together sushi. And it's the simplest thing. If you watch the documentary, you see all he does is ball up some rice, cut like the thinnest slice of sushi, put it on there, and then he has this special sauce that he like brushes on it very delicately. And then, you know, there's other types of sushi where he does like small little extra things that other sushi artists, if you will, don't do. One example is that most sushi chefs, he says, if they're making octopus sushi, they'll only knead the octopus, they'll only massage it for like 30 minutes. But this man goes for a whole 50 minutes just to get that extra like tenderness, just that little extra texture to it. And he just does so many small things like that to perfect his craft. And I thought that was super inspirational. Yeah. He refers to himself as shokunin. It translates to artisan or craftsman, and it's really just the idea of this person who loves their craft so much that they dedicate everything to it and just like do everything they can to perfect it.
I see. I like that. That would be cool.
Yeah.
What's it called?
Jiro Dreams of Sushi.
Jiro Dreams. What is it on?
It used to be on Netflix. I think right now it's on Hulu. Here, I'll show you.
I think cooking is really interesting. I feel like I would really like it if I lived on my own.
Yeah. I wish I was better at it. I wish.
Yeah. I mean, I'll learn someday. I think that I will.
Yeah.
That's the hardest part, learning anything. Once you learn.
Oh, yeah. Like the first step to anything, like you're going to suck.
Yeah.
Like no matter what it is. I mean, maybe you have a splinter of talent in something, but for the most part, if you're stepping into a territory like cooking especially is difficult. I don't understand how some people do it. It's like paying attention to times or whatever. It's just, cooking is difficult.
Yeah, when I went away to school, I could not feed myself for the life of me. Like, I just had like a microwave.
Oh, really? Yeah. Was it just like microwave goods for the most part? It was like, oh my gosh,
I got so sick of, I loved macaroni at first. There were so many things that I liked, and now there's so many things that I hate.
Yeah, just because you kind of overdid it.
And like, I loved, what was it? There's so many things that I liked. I really loved like pizza, certain kinds of pizzas, like chicken quesadillas, like, things like that. And then ever since school, or Cheez-Its. Ever since school, I ate so many of them that that was like all I could eat. Like I had like a whole like little stash under my bed of like stuff, like dried goods that I had bought at the store, like when my family came to visit, that I would like save because I like couldn't go to the store myself because I didn't have a car. But there was still so much that I brought home in Cheez-Its for that. They consisted of a lot of Cheez-Its. Mom was like, you didn't eat any of this stuff. And I was like, I know, it's because I ended up not liking it. Like feeding myself was so difficult.
I'm sure.
I just get so sick of food so easily.
Yeah.
I just would sit there and stare at my sandwich that I'd like just gotten, being like, come on, you need to eat this.
Yeah. Like, I don't know. Eating just like there's times where it just seems so cumbersome to me.
Yeah.
Where especially if it's just like one thing. If there's a nice variety, then it's like, okay, right. I can work in some different things. I can
different options.
Yeah. But if it's just like one thing, it can be like a chore.
Yeah.
And just like the sheer amount of time it takes, it's like, man, I got things to do. I'm on the go. But anyway, this is just the Netflix trailer for Jiro Dreams of Sushi, which is no longer on Netflix. Oh yeah, and it's like he describes the way he like. Here, I'll let it play first. But yeah, he's like talking about how he's a shokunin and they're pulling apart squid right now.
Looks flimsy.
Yeah, yeah. Look at that handsome man.
Is that him?
Yeah, that's Jiro.
The legend himself.
Yeah, the legend.
Touch that squid.
Look how delicately he like puts that together. And look at that display. Now there's some good camera work going on too, but like, oh my god.
Yeah, I was gonna say the cinematography of this is pretty.
Yeah, it's gorgeous. It looks so gorgeous. Yeah, and he just dedicates every day to like improving his craft. Yeah, and it's just like the simplest stuff. A little bit of rice, presses it together with the fish, and you'll see him brush his little sauce on it. I love how thin it is.
I love like thinly sliced stuff. It's so good.
Yeah.
Like if meat is like the thinner it's sliced, the better it is.
For the most part, yeah. You don't want it like overpowering.
It's just so good.
Yeah. Another thing is his sushi will run like $200, $300.
Dang.
Just for a couple of slices. I don't even know what he's saying at this point, but I'm just watching it. Look at that. Look at his brushing technique. I
love the music. It's so inspirational.
Yeah. Yeah. It has a great soundtrack. And he kind of describes the way he serves his sushi as an orchestra. Just like, because he very... Or here, let me let him talk. So he's just talking about how much he loves his work and just dedicated everything to it. So yeah, he just did 70 years of making sushi. I can't imagine 70 years of anything.
I can't either.
Like, as much as I like making YouTube videos and editing and all that.
70 years.
Yeah, 70 years of that. Like, I don't know, like, I'm a year into it, and there's days where I just hate it. Like, I enjoy it in general, but some days it's like, I don't want to edit today. Right, I don't want to record.
I get it.
It's just like, every now and then, but like, I wait a week, and it's like, oh, I love this now again.
Yeah. No, I like making edits and things like that, but I used to make a lot more like 2 years ago, a little bit longer ago. Because like you know how I was involved with horse stuff, I would like make edits of that, or I'd make edits of vacations, things like that, and they were really cool. But like I was younger, so like the clips, some of them were like kind of cringy. So like I went on my YouTube just recently actually, and I like made a lot of stuff like unlisted, so like you can't see anything.
Oh really?
Because like the stuff was so embarrassing. Like the edit would be so cool. Like when I went to Canada, I made like the coolest edit. When I went to Colorado, but then like you know I put like
edit. Then why is it cringy now?
Because like okay, there'd be like one video in it of like just like something like completely that does not fit at all, or like me doing something stupid, or like my face really close up for no reason, like you know, like things like that. So my family.
Okay, I mean, fair enough. If you
just out of embarrassment, that's all it is. Like on like real life, it's fine, but I just you know
that's something I learned to get over with like doing a year of editing so far. Is I don't take myself so seriously anymore. Like if I have like a close-up angle on my face, you can see all the pores and all like the oils, and it's all shining and glistening, and it's like as gross as it is to look at in the moment of editing. It's like I'm gonna post this, and like who's gonna care? Right. Like that's another thing about going back to this idea of perspective is like you can't have to remove yourself from it again. And just like learn not to take yourself so seriously, because like that's another idea that that the author of The War of Art presented is like if you give too much importance to your craft, to what you do, then that's gonna keep you from doing it, because you're just gonna try to perfect it, and the thing is like you're never gonna achieve that if you just keep criticizing every little bit. So I learned not to take myself or my videos too seriously. Like I'm not gonna like, I'm a pretty good editor. Like sometimes I can go back to my videos and like genuinely enjoy them. Yeah. It's like, just like if I watch, it would be the same as if I watched PewDiePie play a game. It's just like, oh, this guy saying this, he's pretty good at making videos.
I edited some, I was in a class in high school. I went to Harlem. I was in a class, I don't know if I should say the name of it, but I like made this documentary about this war veteran. Oh yeah. And it was like a really cool experience, a really cool thing to be a part of. And so like the whole semester, it's supposed to be like, I think a semester long class, but like with COVID and stuff, I think it was stretched out to be a year. And it took the entire school year. And editing was so difficult. Yeah. I learned how to do it, and like the process, I think I made like a really good story in the end. Yeah. And I was like, you know, everyone's telling me that I did such a good job on it, and like even just recently, like I made it over a year ago. It was last May that like I submitted it, you know. But just like last month, I like went to a viewing for it that was in South Beloit, and it was really? Like it's like a really cool thing to like be a part of. But everyone's
so it's like an actual like film.
Yeah, it's like half an hour documentary. So
oh, really? Okay, that's
cool. but so like everyone's telling me that I've like done such a good job and stuff, and I'm like really, like, you know what I mean? Because like, you know, the editing part of it, you know, you like take yourself so seriously, and you like, you know, but it's the editing process is definitely.
Yeah, the thing is like with anything you do, you're gonna nitpick at it, which to an extent is good. You should be like giving yourself constructive criticism on like small things that you can do to improve next time, but like you have to remember that like if other people enjoy it, then it's not completely worthless. Right.
Yeah, and especially when it is something like a documentary where you're like telling something or someone's story. I think that's really an important part of it. And that's why I like documentaries so much, because like you can tell a story through them, and like you just get like different perspective and things that you like would have never gotten before. And that's what I've learned like through different film classes, just like watching films and like the documentaries, they can actually be really interesting and like, you know,
it's much more technical than you realize as just like a regular viewer. But once you actually get involved with it and like know the process, you can appreciate small details that go into it.
Yeah, for sure.
But yeah, so I'm curious, like, what are you going to college for right now?
I thought I knew, and then I didn't. I was like thinking about environmental sciences, and then chemistry. I like barely got through it in high school. I don't know why I thought I was going to be able to do it in college. So then in college, I took it. Okay, the first lab. That's a funny story. We walked in on our first day, my first lab class, 8 o'clock in the morning. There were no chairs. So I was like standing because chairs are a safety hazard apparently in chemistry. How? Okay, well I was so tired and like I didn't eat because I wasn't like in the loop of things yet, so I didn't eat. I probably didn't drink enough water. We were standing there, we were watching a 12-minute video on lab safety. And within like 2 minutes, I was like, oh my God, I need to like sit down. Like something is wrong. I'm so tired. And I passed out.
Oh.
I passed out and I like hit my elbow. I think I still have like a little scar on it. And I didn't think I hit my head, but I did. And then so like I was on the ground and I woke up and they were like, are you okay? Are you okay? And I was like, you know, like trying not to throw up. And then they walked me out and I sat in the hall. And then another like teacher assistant was sent out and he called 911, who that was like the highest level in the apartment. So then like 911 came rushing up there. Ambulances came rushing up, which by the way, I had a $75 fine for that.
Really?
Yeah.
They charged you for passing out after paying all that money for tuition, and then you have to.
Yeah, and they pricked my finger, so I saw blood. It hurt. and then like, you know, I was like starting to do better. It had been like 10 minutes or whatever, and then they were like, "There's another one." So a girl like 2 classrooms down had also passed out and fainted, and so we became friends after that. That was the one friend that I had at school.
That's amazing.
But anyways, yes, chemistry was horrible. That was the first experience that I had, and everything else was horrible. Everything except for the lab was online too, and I cannot teach myself.
Like even though you were at the college, it was all like online.
Yeah, because I was dormed there, but a lot of the classes were still online. Like my only in-person ones were that math class that I had, and then the chemistry lab portion. So like the actual academic side of it, like the lecture side of it, I had to go and like learn by myself. And like I said, I cannot teach myself things at all. And that's a struggle that I have had, you know, since like COVID. Everything is so online learning. And so I just need to get like, that's why I'm trying to get in better habits too and starting to read, because hopefully it'll like all carry over into school.
Yeah.
But yeah, no.
Reading is kind of a big one because like just simple attention is so hard to give nowadays.
Yeah. And that's why I'm trying to read too. Just like my attention to like words and like on a page. That's really important for school too. Cause like I'll be reading and I'll like blank out for like 3 paragraphs. And I'm like, no, this is something that I need to actually read. So that's why I'm trying to get in the habit of reading books. So just I get used to looking at a paragraph and actually engaging, you know, and like visualizing it. So.
Yeah, I honestly don't know how I was so good at reading before, because nowadays I'll get through half a page and then I'll wander off and then I'll bring myself back, and then like I'll get through, as far as my physical books that I'm reading, I'll get through literally like 1 or 2 pages every night. That's how bad it is. And it'll take me like 5, sometimes even like 10 minutes just to get through those 2 pages. It's a struggle. Reading on my phone has actually been kind of useful because like just like the small form factor and just like the convenience of it. Ideally, I would be reading like my physical books. I think there's more of like like having it in a tangible form, giving it some sort of like giving it some like tactility. Is that a word? Like tactile ility. I think it is like very beneficial, but if you read on a phone, the words are bigger, and you can feel like you get through more pages because
I don't know if I could ever read on my phone. Like the words are so tiny. I feel like an old person. Like when I had a smaller phone, or no, I had a smaller phone and I had to get a bigger one just because I don't like how small.
You hear the train? Did you hear it for a second? Wait, just a second.
No, I did hear that.
There's tons of noises in this neighborhood. Hold on. There it is.
The sirens, I was like, whoa, that sounds so like
there are constant sirens. There's we're not terribly far from the airport, so I keep hitting my microphone. There will be planes flying overhead. The train tracks are just down the road a little bit. You don't have to go far at all for them. And the trains are always blowing their horns by there. There's constant... And the sirens... That's another thing. I didn't realize how peaceful my old neighborhood was.
Until you moved here.
Just the sheer number of sirens. There's always ambulances and police cars going by here. It's an incredible experience.
I'm sure.
Living off of... I was going to say the road. I probably shouldn't.
Living off of the road.
Living off of a road. I used to live in a cul-de-sac.
Did you? How's that?
The best. Because it's just like, I want to live on a cul-de-sac. Unless I had like my own, like if I had like a house that had its own like I don't know how to describe it. Just like its own little road. I don't know. That sounds very privileged.
I kind of get it though.
But like if I had like a smaller house in a neighborhood, I would want a cul-de-sac so bad. It's so easy to get out of your driveway.
Yeah, I can imagine that.
And just like, especially growing up in a neighborhood like that, it was very easy to like, I don't know what it was about the cul-de-sac. It just like brought everyone together. Mm-hmm. There was a basketball hoop off of it. Someone set up a basketball hoop in the middle of the cul-de-sac, so we would like me and my friends would be playing basketball. Or like it was just like such a convenient space to bike around because you could just go in circles.
I miss riding my bike so much.
I know. I need to get another bike.
I don't even know what's up with mine. My brakes, like when I stop, like eek. They like make noises, and then it's kind of embarrassing. So I don't want to like be riding past someone on my bike and stop, and everyone looks at me because my bikes go, you know what I mean?
Yeah, I get that. I get that. I need to get another bike.
Like it's loud.
Oh, like
loud.
Loud. I'm so sorry. Yeah, I need to get another bike because I don't know. I thought my old bike was fine, but it turns out that it's made for like middle schoolers, so it's hard to get around. Like I got on an actual adult bike, and I could zip around so fast. Like that middle school bike, I'd be like chugging along. I get so tired
when I ride my bike. Yeah. I get tired. But when I was a little kid, like I would, set up like walnuts in the street and like run over them, like I would play like games like that. I had neighbors too. I had two boy neighbors. So like, and me and my sister would be out playing with them all the time. Yeah. Like I was such a tomboy. We'd catch frogs and stuff all the time. Like it was, we lived like in a country neighborhood a little bit.
Okay, gotcha.
So like the population was kind of small. Everyone, knew each other. So we could walk around the big backyards. They had like some ponds. So it was pretty cool.
That's really cool.
It was a nice thing to experience for sure.
Yeah. Something I thought I would get more into was skateboarding.
Skateboarding? Okay. I wanted to learn how to do that, but then like I'd had some at my house, and so every time that I would try, I would like hit a rock and then almost faceplant, and it was too scary.
Yeah.
But I think it's something like that I could possibly like. But I think I'm like kind of old now, like to the point where I probably would have learned it. If I was going to learn it, I probably would have learned it like last year.
Oh, but a year later, it's too old.
Well, I mean, like taking the time to do it. You know what I mean? I feel kind of weird, like going out and trying to learn my skateboard right now.
Yeah, that's one of those things.
It'd still be cool.
Yeah, for sure. The thing is, I have a lot of friends who skate, so I'll be out with them. I'll have my skateboard, and I can like get on it. I can roll around a bit, and they'll be out here doing kick flips and ollies, and I'll be like, "Hey guys, I'm on my board," or I'll be walking around carrying my board. I wish I was more into it. The thing is, like, I could never get good at it. It's scary. Yeah, skateboarding is
like when you hit a rock and then you go overboard.
Lord forbid you try some tricks.
Yeah.
Like I didn't even do a trick. I have like a little elbow scar. It's kind of faded now.
I see it.
Yeah, you see it a little bit. That's from going down a ramp. Ouch. I like as soon as like I was like I was like prepped to go down it, and then like leaned into it, but then I just ate shit right away.
Unfortunate.
Yeah, and then the worst part about it, honestly, not even my elbow, is like my skateboard kept going. It went up another ramp, and then it came back down and landed on one of its ends. Not on top of me, but it just landed on. That would have been so much worse. Now it doesn't sound so bad. Worse. But yeah, it landed on one of its ends, and it like chipped the end a little bit. Yeah. Now that just happens anyway. If I look at my friends' boards, like their boards look absolutely wrecked. But my board at that point was in such pristine condition. Yeah. And it's just like, oh, it's cracked now.
I think it would just be like relaxing though, to be like, you see those videos where people are skating down the hill and like there's like a sunset, and it's just like, I think that would be really relaxing. But okay, when I told you that I went away and that it was like a really big, it'd be like a 10-minute walk to like class or whatever. I was thinking about, I never did it because I knew that I would get made fun of, and I saw a couple of people out there on them. I was thinking about getting roller skates. Like white roller skates. And just like, roller skating around. But the 2 times that I did see people out there on roller skates, they did like almost fall, like faceplant in front of me.
You're like,
but like I could have been
subconsciously making fun of them too.
But I was like, I could be that girl with roller skates right now.
That's a bang.
I almost wish I did it because I was just talking to some lady at work. So we have a lot of like older regulars come into my work. And she was talking about how she used to roller skate all the time and be on like a rollerblading team or something. And then I told her, I was like, I wish I got some at school because that would have been really cool. I thought about it. Yeah.
The only time I've roller skated was at like Skate Land in 2nd grade. I didn't even skate. I was one of those kids who just crawled around on the floor the whole time because I couldn't balance on the skates at all. Yep. And second grade me was so scared to like commit to just letting the wheels carry you.
I went like one time for someone's birthday. I was probably in like 4th grade or something. And that was when Gangnam Style, I think that song was really popular.
I spit my drink because I forgot about that song. Oh my gosh.
Yeah. And like that song came on, and so like we all like held hands, you know, there's like 10 of us in a row, you know, we all like gathered together in the straightaway. And so we all like crouched down and we were holding hands and stuff and singing the song, and I was the one on the inside. And then like we all came around the corner and I cut everyone off. It was like, we all fell over. It was a disaster.
That's amazing.
Yeah. Core memory.
Same thing with ice skating. I've only been once. And I remember, I would do it again if like I had friends who like pressured me into it. Like if I had a group of people to go with, like I would do it, but I wouldn't choose to go myself.
Yeah. No, ice skating is really fun. I like ice skating a lot.
Yeah. Well, my experience with ice skating is while trying to learn, I accidentally punched a girl in the face. Like I was up against the wall trying to like get myself going, like launched off the wall. And like, I don't know how I did it, but I think I like slipped a little bit, swung my arm out and hit a girl right in the face.
It doesn't have to be embarrassing.
Oh yeah, but it kind of worked out because it turned out that this girl was skating with someone I knew from my school. So it was like cool. It was like, oh hey, I know you.
Did you
Sorry, I hit your friend. Yeah. So it was like chill, even though I just punched a stranger. But yeah, like skating or just like anything where you're at the will of physics. Like I don't know, I don't trust like that.
No.
In hindsight, with skateboarding specifically, I probably should have gotten a longboard.
A longboard? Yeah, see, I think I would like that better than a skateboard. For some reason, like, I feel like it looks like more stable. It probably is. I don't know. It's
a lot more stable.
Yeah, because, like, I know that has, like, the 4, like, and you can get bigger wheels on them.
Yeah.
And just, like, thinking about the weight of it.
And it goes way faster, too. Big wheels. The wheels are also very soft, so they'll go over cracks and rocks much easier.
Yeah.
There's so much
That's what I need.
And then there's so much like foot room to stand on. I probably should have gotten a longboard. I got a really big skateboard.
I see.
Like it's like my friends told me, and it's probably the reason I didn't get good is because it's kind of too big and too heavy to do tricks. My friends who actually know how to skate, they'll try to do ollies on it or stuff like that, and they'll like barely get off the ground. Like, bro, your board's so heavy, bro. Or like, yeah, it's just like too thick to do tricks very well. But yeah, I ended up getting some softer wheels for it. Got some like, I think they're called cloud wheels. And now I can just like, I've been doing that the whole time. Now I can just ride it like a longboard almost. So, but the thing is, if I'm riding with someone with an actual longboard, they'll get way ahead of me.
Yeah.
Well, Tessa, we are at an hour 17 minutes.
We're at an hour and 17 minutes.
It kind of flew by, right?
Yeah, it did.
Yeah. Is there anything else you wanted to talk about? Anything you wanted to bring up?
Global warming? No, just kidding. I'm just kidding.
Save the earth, guys. The planet is important. I wanted to ask you, since we were like talking about how you went away for school, so you kind of talked about this. So why did you end up coming back? Because you just go to Rock Valley now, right?
Yeah, I go to Rock Valley. I think it was the best decision for me, like in the long run. I don't miss anything there at all.
Really?
Like, sometimes I miss things not being touched in my room because like I moved back in with my mom and my little brother. So like, you know, some like things will move in my room sometimes, and I'll be like, that didn't happen when I was away at school. But it was just hard for me to. I told you my roommate was never there. It was just hard for me to make connections. Like no one in my classes really talked. It was just the connections that I made just weren't, it wasn't, I don't know if I would have stayed or like gotten more involved. I tried to, but like the photography club, because of COVID, like most stuff was online.
Oh.
and there were like 9 people that followed the Instagram page. And I was like, you know, it was just really hard for me to like get involved. And I said I did make some friends, but like it just didn't seem like a very good fit. And it was just so much money to be spending sitting in my room like by myself all the time.
Can I ask how much you spent on tuition there?
I think that semester, it was... I don't know if I could tell you. I feel
more than it was worth.
Yeah, more than it was worth, definitely. Like I think it was over 15,000, maybe around 20.
In all fairness, that's not like the most expensive school, but still for
might have been like I know that it was like cheaper like economically. That's why I decided to go there because I could have also gone to U of I, but I decided to go there. And the only reason that I came back, I probably would have stayed, but the only reason I came back was just like it was a lot of money, like I said, to be spending in my room.
In all fairness, like my experience at Rock Valley wasn't bad at all. Like, it's you're not going to get the full college experience there, but the professors were nice. They know how to teach. And it's, close to home. Yeah. So it's not like a terrible inconvenience and it's cheap. Yeah. Now, I got in there for free because of Running Start, but even like regular tuition, that's like what, 6,000 maybe?
Yeah, I think so.
I think 3,000 per semester.
It just sucked being away because like I said I didn't have a car there either and it was so big. Like if I wanted a cheeseburger at like 9 o'clock at night, I couldn't get one. It would be like a Saturday night and I'd be in my room by myself, literally nothing to do except for go outside on a walk in a hoodie so that people couldn't like see like, that I was like, a woman or anything, like just, everything in a hood. That's the only thing that I had to do is go outside and walk in the woods by myself. At least there was a nice path by me so I could like walk something. But like, yeah, that stuff sucked. So being home, like I'm comfortable having a job here. I have a job. I work most of the time. And like I can go to school. I have a car to like get places. I can still see my family. My little brother, he's like 8. So it's, I'm still a big part of his life too. Yeah. So it's nice just to be home. And my family is like pretty involved, more involved than I thought. And now everyone's like a lot more appreciative of me now that I'm like, they're all like, oh, I see you, like, like my little brother and my mom, like they're like, oh, we're so happier to have you home. My little brother said, I was the most depressed when you went away. I was like, you shouldn't say that because what if I move away someday? But
you'll never move away.
Right. But yeah, being home is just a lot better. And now I have more things to balance too, school, job, whatever else with my family. I have the little social life I have. It's a lot easier because now I have things to balance. There I had nothing except for school. Yeah. And it was just really hard being in my room 23 hours a day.
Yeah. Would you say it was like, not like, I imagine it was pretty easy coming back, right? But like, was it, like, did you have to adjust anything significantly academics wise? Or was it like...
Well, like I said, I thought that I was going out to like as a science major. And so like now I'm kind of like having not like a crisis, but I'm like, oh my gosh, what do I want to do? So like now I'm like all freaked out about like what I want to do with my future.
Yeah. Do you have...
And I know that I'll figure it out. I'm still young. That's what everybody says. So I'm just kind of going, just focusing on getting my associates right now. Okay. And then, I'll see where it goes from there. But like, I don't know if I want to try going away again. Fair enough. That was not fun. But I mean... I've learned so much though with that experience and like even just coming home, I'm learning so much still, and like the last 6 months especially, just like I've developed so much. I feel like I'd be ready to move away someday, but I was not ready yet.
Yeah. What was I gonna say? Shit, I had something really prolific to add to that. I lost it. It's okay. Oh, yeah, no, what was I going to say? Okay, it just came back to me. It's kind of absurd. Once you get to 18 years old, you're expected to have an idea of what you want, and then you have to commit to a school that you're going to basically just dedicate yourself to financially, time-wise.
It's so much pressure, too, and I don't do that well under that much pressure.
And the thing is, like, especially at 18, you're still an infant. Your brain's not fully developed. And you're expected to know like the path you want to go on. Right. Like, sure, maybe you have a couple of years to figure it out while you're getting your associates, but after that, you kind of have to commit yourself to
you have to figure out
one path. Otherwise,
and then it's like, what if you choose like to do the wrong thing, and then if you want to switch? Like, it's just there's so much like stuff that goes into it. It's just a lot of pressure.
Yeah, I always bring this up anytime I'm talking to anyone about like their plans for the future, because I'm telling you right now, every single person I bring on, they're like, I'm doing this, but I'm not so sure. Like, I don't
think that's a bad thing though, because like there's a lot of good and uncertainty too.
Oh, absolutely.
So I'm trying to see like the possibility in it. Again, it's all about perspective, trying to see the opportunities and like things that can come out of it. I'm lucky that I'm not stuck on a path right now, and that I still can like, discover things. Like you said something about philosophy earlier, like one of the first things you said, I think. But I was going to say I'm in a philosophy class next semester, and I'm so excited for it.
I think I had that same philosophy class.
It's going to be really awful or it's going to be fun. I don't know which one yet.
I had a really good teacher for it. I know there's multiple teachers for it at Rock Valley, but I had a really good experience with it. My teacher was super nice. The class wasn't like overcomplicated, and she explained everything in a really nice, simple way. Now, this was during COVID, so everything just kind of came out of a PowerPoint, but it was nice. I had a good experience, and I was like, actually, every time I got these so that I could like clear out some like room on the table. I like having the hand room because I talk a lot with my hands just out of habit. I made a good habit out of it just to make videos more interesting. It's just like a little trick. If you want to make your videos a little more interesting, just talk with your hands so that there's some movement to follow. That's besides the point. And I lost my point again.
I do it all the time.
People tell me I'm like good at this podcast thing. It's just like, am I? It's like every single episode I'll be on this rant and then I'll get distracted by another topic for 2 seconds and then I lose my original thought and can never come back to it.
That happens all the time. In Snapchat especially, the disappearing stuff, when stuff disappears and then someone says something and I'm like, wait, what were we talking? People get so mad at me for that. Like I just don't remember. It's not my fault. I just like lose my train of thought sometimes.
Yeah, and
it just happens. It just happens.
Especially if you didn't say anything for multiple hours. Like, how are you supposed to remember that? Like, you do have a life outside of Snapchat. Yeah. I try to stay away from Snapchat nowadays. Like, I pretty much just use it if I need to contact someone who I don't really have their number already or anything like that. It's also like nice to see people's faces. Right. I appreciate that.
I just like it's kind of cute because social media, I don't like using it that much, but it's kind of cute because you can check in on all your like little people, like you're the people that you knew from like all the people from like high school, and like people that you met through jobs and stuff, or like I don't know, whatever you meet people from these days, and you can just like you say, oh, that person like went to vacation, this person's having a baby, it's kind of interesting.
Yeah,
that's what I like about it. That's the one thing that I like.
Yeah, you can go check their story. Oh, they still exist. You know what rabbit hole I went down the other day? I wasn't asking you to guess. You looked like you were about to guess, and I wanted to see if you would. The other day, I watched it was because I like made a joke about it in a video that I was editing, and I went down watching these videos of monkeys stealing things from tourists. It's so interesting too because like they'll like grab your bags and like sift through it like they're looking for something specific. They love stealing sunglasses for whatever reason. They love it. They'll steal a whole bag. And the thing is, like, they don't just steal it for the sake of stealing it. They bring it back to all their little monkey buddies. They bring them all around, and they're literally trading stolen goods for food.
Yeah, no, monkeys are so cute. Like the ones that you see at the zoo, that's always my favorite part of the zoo. And like the little like spider monkeys too, I think that's what they're called. Yeah. Or like the ones that have like the lion mane. I don't know, they're so adorable.
Yeah, it's kind of scary how they look so much like people.
That's like chimps freak me out.
Yeah.
Baboons, those freak me out too.
Yeah, chimpanzees are extra scary. Those things are cannibals. Like, think about that one. Those are our closest ancestors, and we have this idea about monkeys where they love to like peel a banana and eat it. Like they're this cute thing. They just eat fruits. No, a lot of monkeys, they like to eat other monkeys.
Ew.
I won't show you a video of that. I'll show you
like raw.
Oh yeah, they'll eat them alive.
Ew.
Do you want to see a video?
Do I want to see a video?
Do you, like? Here, I'll show you. We'll build up to it. We'll work up towards monkey crimes. This is the video I watched the other day. I think I incorporated it into my edit. It's just like a quick. Did they monetize? They monetized their video of monkeys stealing from them. In all fairness, not a bad idea. Banking, staff, customers. That's so loud in my headphones. Is it loud in yours as well?
A little bit.
Okay, sorry. Am I turning the right knob? I'll just turn it down in the... All right, there we go. That's a little quieter. Like that. That monkey looks like a thief.
It does look like a thief.
It looks like it's gonna steal something. All right.
I need to do something.
Here, let me pause it real quick. And the thing is, like, at these preserves where, you know, they do have monkeys just wandering around like this, they'll have intercom speakers where they're playing messages like, oh, make sure you're holding on to your goods. Make sure you're keeping it away from the monkeys because they do like to steal. Make sure you're keeping track of your sunglasses, all of it. So this one's kind of on the tourist, but also this monkey just looks suspicious.
Doesn't hide the fact that he's a thief.
Yeah, look, he just looks so calm and innocent, like, hey, I'm just sitting here. Oh, and then he's creeping up.
What's he gonna steal?
Oh, he gets a little closer. Oh, I'm just here looking, taking in the view.
I'm not doing anything.
Nothing to worry about here.
I'm taking a video right now. Hold on.
He's just looking around.
He's chilling. Oh, and then he goes in. Straight mugs this woman. And look at this man's agility.
Wow. He was saving it.
Yeah. Look at this guy. Look how agile and nimble he is. Check this out. Look at this part. Goes up on the rails carrying that bag. He jumps up.
It's like a Disney movie.
Yeah. This man's a born acrobat. He's jumping from the rooftops. He's carrying a whole bag. He's bringing a whole tote bag with him. Full of stuff. This man's getting 5 bananas tonight. He's going back to his little black market gathering. He's gonna get like 2 oranges for all that. Imagine. You have this really expensive pair of Ray-Bans. It's like $300. You wear them to a sanctuary like this, a monkey steals it and trades it for an orange.
Yeah.
Celery. I'm not gonna go down this rabbit hole right now. Which is like, I don't know what it is. It's so funny. It's just like watching.
They're
monkeys.
entertaining.
I know, monkeys, like animals. What's entertaining about it is that they're so themselves. Mm-hmm.
Well, because they're not like conscious. They don't like, think about what other things they're thinking about.
Like they don't care what you think of them. They're just
what was that? What was that?
Thing.
What was that? Honey Badger? Honey Badger don't care.
I've never.
Do you know
heard
that? There's some. What was that? I swear it might be that.
I have no idea.
I wish you knew what I was talking about.
I'm sorry.
Some people probably do.
Yeah, but anyway, this is low on the tier of monkey crimes. You want to see some monkey murder?
Sure.
Are you sure?
I'm prepared.
All right.
Monkey murder.
I think if I just look up chimpanzees,
yeah, you can really watch this on YouTube.
Yeah.
Chimpanzees.
Because it's all natural. It's not like actual.
Ew.
Which one's the one you watch?
The second one looks scary.
It's
like you already started trying to watch it.
Yeah. I think, which one? I think this one's the one. This one's shorter. If not, we can watch the other one. Monkey hunting of chimpanzees.
There's an animal community with closer links to us humans than any other yet discovered.
Hold on, I'm gonna turn it up a little bit. Yeah, look at that cute little monkey. Just climbing around.
The chimpanzee.
The chimpanzee.
A familiar creature that has a rarely seen habit.
It's a weird way to describe it. So rarely seen habit. Oh yeah, I just eat other monkeys out of habit.
22 juveniles.
Fuck.
And 21 females with young. Together,
Look at that cute little guy.
Kind of.
Looks too much like a person. They're just eating the bugs off
creepy.
of each other.
Yeah, that's nasty.
Yeah. Oh, you see some dandruff? Nom.
Yuck.
Gross.
See a tick? Crunch. He said crunch.
Pure protein.
Kilometers in their search for food. A family outing.
Oh, it's all just like a family event.
Town forest covers over 4,000 square kilometers.
That's kind of cute how they're like riding each other's backs though.
And is
The baby
Yeah, the
monkeys
babies
are riding.
are cute.
Yeah.
It's cute how they care about each other.
Yeah.
Work together.
They love leaves, fruits, fungi.
But surprisingly for many people, chimpanzees are not vegetarian.
This map is just stuff.
Monkey mush.
There are herbivores worse.
Ew.
They eat vegetarians alive. They hunt and prey on
Monkey turns evil.
Uh-huh.
Look at him.
Their dark side comes out.
Mm-hmm.
To catch these meaty snacks, the chimps work together, patrolling the forest floor. They have to spot lunch before lunch spots them. Each hunter has a role in this highly organized team. This is the driver. It's his job to flush
Nice effect.
This is the blocker. It's his
They
job
didn't
to block
let me edit for them.
This is the ambusher, who finally closes the trap. While these three head the treetop hunt,
I got a whole like strategy for it. It's scary how smart some animals
I
are.
know.
and intercept the colobus should they make a break.
Oh, they've been spotted.
The driver attacks, and the chase is on. The ambusher charges in to close the trap, but the agile red colobus leaps across a gap too wide for the chimp.
Dang.
Yeah, dude's agile.
Unable to follow, they rush to the ground, hoping to catch up with their quarry. The attack does not go according to plan. Staying in the high, thin branches,
I'm gonna skip ahead a little bit, see if I can.
the red
Okay.
colobus escape.
I want to see some like
But this
monkey.
Violence.
Yeah,
slower.
I just want to see some violence.
These monkeys are in fact the chimp's favorite treat.
Oh, there they go. Okay, they found a different kind of monkey.
On the ground. The hunt is back on. In the confusion, a black and white colobus makes a fatal mistake.
Oh no.
It leaps straight into the pack.
No.
With the food hauled to the ground, the excited chimps gather in a noisy scrum, hungry for flesh. Although this organized hunt now looks like a disorganized scramble, it's always the dominant males who get the choicest cuts.
10 million views.
Yeah.
Chimps are
Yuck.
indulging
Yep.
in a frequent treat.
Ew.
Most
Yep.
of them
Are you good?
Yeah.
You've seen enough. Okay. I'm-
Do you hear the crunches? I heard the
Yeah.
crunches.
Yeah, just monkey ASMR.
Yuck.
Okay, I'm so sorry for that. Here, let me see. Let me think of another like more lighthearted. Here, let's watch more monkey stealing or monkey magic tricks. I want to watch that video. Magic reaction. Okay, something a little more lighthearted. That was my favorite part of YouTube. I need to get like YouTube Red just for the podcast. Or what is it? YouTube Premium. Because every video I watch on here is like an ad. Or I should get an ad blocker. No, ad blockers don't really even want work for YouTube anymore.
The baboon's just scratching his butt.
Oh, I think I've seen this one.
Here. All right, Wes, do it. Oh, you're boring.
Was that a Nerf dart?
No,
Or
he's
that's
ignoring
oh,
you.
that's chapstick.
Okay.
Oh, Burt's Bees, good choice. Wait, what did he do?
Scary.
I couldn't even tell what he did. Oh, see, my mind's blown right now. Imagine being a monkey. You have no knowledge
you have no
of the world.
idea.
Then you see that.
Yeah.
Okay. I see the little ball
gonna
and stick.
disappear.
Oh. I know what he did there. He's so unfazed. Never mind. He loved it. He's just laughing. He's just laughing at that trick. Okay. That was
Rabbit hole.
much better. Yeah, down the rabbit hole. I go down so many rabbit holes
That's
related
okay.
to nature. Like, especially if you just go on Wikipedia and you just have links to everything else.
Yeah.
It's so easy. But yeah, I tried to end this like 20 minutes ago, but here we are. Anything else you wanted to talk about? Anything you need to get out before?
I don't think so.
All right.
I didn't
Okay.
expect to have so much to say.
Yeah, honestly, me neither. I never I don't know. I probably should prepare for podcasts a little more because honestly, I'm not the biggest talker.
Yeah.
Like it's one of those things where once I do an hour, I'm good.
Yeah.
It's like, okay, I can be silent for the rest of the day.
Right.
But yeah, thank you so much for being on.
Yeah, of course.
It was a pleasure actually seeing you in person. This is wild.
I remember months ago seeing this and I was like, I kind of want to be on one of this. But I would have never said anything ever.
Really?
So it's really funny that you asked me to.
Yeah.
Because I would have never been on something like this any other way. So.
Oh, gotcha.
Just think that's funny.
Oh, cool to know that
yeah,
you
so
want to
thank
be
you
on.
for having me.
Yeah, of
for
course.
Sure.
And, a couple months down the line, if you want to be on again, I'd love to have you.
Well, thank you.
We talked about this before, but did you want to plug anything? No. Yes, no. You can if you want.
Not necessarily.
Okay. All right. Don't look for her on anything. Just rewatch the podcast if you want to see more of Tessa.
I mean, my Instagram is Tessa Danielle, TESSA. Danielle.
Or follow her on that. Follow her on Instagram.
That's the only
Tessa
thing you guys can
Danielle.
have.
All right. That's it, guys. Thank you so much for being on. And thank you so much for listening. Bye, everybody.